Today we're going to be doing a fall picture, but you could also turn this into a winter picture, and instead of printing leaves, this could be snowflakes, or you could even do it as a sports picture and have sports balls in your hand, jumping for the ball. But this is a lesson on somebody jumping, so I'm going to teach you actually how to physically draw somebody jumping in the air. And this is from my 4th grade class last period, and we did fall leaves. And here's another 4th grade example here, and you can see how beautiful the leaf printing came out here at the very bottom. But this was just a quick one-day lesson on jumping in the leaves. I'm going to show you, and this was another grade level too. Let me show you some more. This was just, we drew the body, and then they just hand drew in the leaves even. So you could make this as simple as you'd like. And here's a 3rd grade example of somebody jumping in the air, and then they did some stencil work at the very bottom. So there's a lot you can do with this person jumping in the air. Just use your imagination. I'm going to start off first by having you find the center of your page. So we look at the top of our page, and then we're going to find the bottom, and then you're going to go directly into the very center, and there you're going to make a line. And this is an 8.5, well, this is a 9 by 12 paper. You're going to make a line at least 3 fingers wide. So in the very center of my page, I'll put a dot or a line. And if you look, you can even find the exact center by just pressing like that. I'm almost at my exact center. Now you're going to see, because this is a side view camera angle, I'm going to move my paper, but this is actually the very middle of my page. If you look here, there's the bottom of it. So you go right to your middle here. So that way I have this space, and then I also have the space at the bottom. So now that you have that dot in the center, or line in the center, make sure it's at least 3 fingers wide, because this is going to be the bottom of the shirt of the person. So now I'm extending my line so it is 3 fingers wide. So if you look here, I can see a little bit of the line on both sides of my fingers, the width. If you look here, here's my jumping for joy person here, and there's the sweater line or the shirt line right here. I'm going to teach you how to do this in just simple block form, and then you can go back later and add the fine detail work to this. I gave my kids today, right now I have a 5th grade class with me, I gave them a lesson plan from, if you can read on that lesson plan form, does it say, what art company does that say it's from? Does it say NASCO? Okay. Okay. Thank you. It's from NASCO Arts. So if you look at nascoarts.com, you can find this fall lesson. It's called Jumping in the Fall. What does it say?
Jumping in the leaves.
Jumping in the Leaves. That's the lesson for NASCO. Okay, so let's begin. But I wanted to do a step-by-step demonstration so that you knew how to draw the figure. From this simple line, and remember, this is very simplified, and you can adjust it to your level of ability. From here, I do a number 11, so 2 lines up, 2 lines up. It's about 3 fingers tall going up. This is the shirt. Guidelines for the shirt. Now, if you start off with a pencil, you'll be able to adjust this later. Now I'm going to be going fast, so pay attention. From here, we need to give the division of the lines for the legs, so I'm going to find the center point of this line, drop down about a finger's width, and I'm going to put in number 1. You want it to be at least 2 fingers to almost 3 fingers long. A number 1. And from here, I'm going to do a guideline. I want these lines to be equal here. I'm going to do a guideline, and I'm going to bring it over like I'm going to go over, just kind of straight over. And now I'm going to go up. This is going to form your knee area. So right in here is your actual knee. And now I'm going to go up. Now I'm going to go up diagonally. So I'm going to come up diagonal, and that's the actual leg. From here, this is your hip area. I'm going to go down straight, but look, leave about a good finger's width. So straight line down, and then I'm going back over. and just simply connect it. Now for the leg, for the foot, so that formed our leg. This is actually our knee area here. Come on down. I'm going to go straight down, and then I'm going to slowly curve it in. Again, it's about a finger's width before I start curving. So I want this to be a good thickness. This forms your other knee, but you don't see much of this knee. Look on this paper here. See this knee? You don't see much of the other leg. It's hidden behind this leg. You're just seeing a little bit, so come a diagonal short line, and then draw straight down to meet. That's just a little hint of the other leg on the other side. Now, for the shoe, a lot of kids make this really short. Your shoe is going to come out number 1 or a diagonal line. Continue your diagonal line toward the edge of the page. Now I'm going to go over, diagonally over. Now, make sure it's at least 2 fingers. You want it to come past this leg. If you look down at your foot, you're going to see a foot sticking out past your leg, past where your pants end. Now, I'm going to just do a short line here and then just round it. So a short line diagonally over and round it to corner. Now, afterwards, you could turn this into your sneaker. Don't do it now. Round these edges, add some fancy detail in here. You can even put your shoelaces and go crazy with pattern and detail. You could even design your own, put your little stitching in, all of that later. Okay, so now let's focus now on, and the same with your clothing. Add lots of detail to your clothing. But let's focus on this shirt now. This is actually, these lines here, that would be where the armpits are, where your arm meets the body. So picture that right there. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to find the center of this, and I'm going to put a V. So find the middle of those armpits, put a dot, and then make a V. That's your collar or your shirt neck. You know, if it's a V collar, a U collar, you can always adjust that later and change it. Let me bring it up so you can see it. There. Now, shoulders, so come diagonally. And then I'm going to put number 11 here for your neck. A number 11. And again, this is rough. This is a rough sketch, and then you adjust it later. And I said, remember, do this with pencil. I'm showing you this so that you can see it with a Sharpie. Now your arms, one arm is outstretched. So I'm going to come down diagonal, and you want it to be at least 3, if not 4 fingers wide. And then from the armpit, this armpit should have been adjusted a little bit more. And then I'm ending off my arm. The second arm is going to be up in the air. So I'm going to go up diagonally, at least, like I said, 3, if not 4. And then up in the air and connect to the end. Now for my hand designs, just do a pretty good size oval. You want it to be bigger than at least 1 finger. 1 finger and a half about. So if I put a finger down, look, I can still see a little bit of that hand showing through. Just an oval, and then if you want to adjust it for hands and fingers, you can later. But a pretty good size oval. Another mistake that kids do is they don't make the hand big enough. And now for my head, I'm going to go ahead, round this off, kind of a curved line, not quite V shape, a soft V or U shape. And then I'm going to come up straight and cap off the top of your head. You want it to be at least 2.5. Yeah, I do it about 2.5 fingers long or tall, the length of your head, at least 2.5 fingers. Now, I left this little space here for your hair because you can choose how you want to do the hair. And then you can add your own facial features. I'm going to show you just simple, easy cartoon facial features. I go to the center here, And I'm just going to put, here's my top head, bottom head. I'm going to find the middle, and above the middle, I'm going to do just 2 simple straight lines, a little bit above that middle. Put your circles in for your eyes. I'm just doing a long L shape or backwards L shaped nose, and then the mouth in here, diagonal line over, and a short diagonal on the inside. So you can add close-up details to this. And I have other videos that can show you step-by-step how to draw facial features and things like that. And hair even. So you can go ahead and add your hair. Now if you're jumping up, it's always fun to do. Think about when you go up and as you flop back down, sometimes the hair creates this movement. So if you want to have hair lifting and flying up as it's in the air, that's a fun thing to do as well, to show movement in your hair. And then you can color this in and decorate it. Go ahead and stick your ears, and then of course add all your detail. Add your shirt collars, you know, if you have belts, pockets. Sometimes in pants you have this zippery stuff here. Buttons. You have stitching on your pockets here. And all of this fun detail work is what makes it yours, unique, and original to you. If you have glasses on, you can put glasses, rosy red cheeks, etc. So use your imagination, and you can put some fun pattern on this shirt or make it a sweater. You can have it a button down, a jacket with a pocket. You know, all of this detail adds to your picture. But just have fun creating your jumping for joy fall leaves. And here is what my students have done while I was doing the video. Look at the nice detail on that eye. Great job. Some of them did it sketchy, more sketchy than boxy like I showed you, but that's okay. It's your style. Here's another one. Love the little fingers here doing a peace sign in the air. So use your imagination. Look at the nice shoe design. It's almost like a boot. Here's some even designs, nice shoes. So this is what my students had a chance to finish just in the class period, one class period. So next time we will add more details and finish coloring in. The kids are adding more to the details in the pants. And then this is just a simple boxy one. I love the way his face came out. That's really cool. You can do this as, you know, anybody jumping. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you. Here's a student, has some good detail here. You can see how they're starting to work up detail on the hand. They didn't have time because class period ran out, but it's a good start. Even some detail in the jeans, adding ripped jeans. And then this student, I like the little cartoon facial features here. So you could do it realistic, you can keep it boxy, however you feel is comfortable for you or your style. But lots of details, we're working up details. And then actually what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to cut these out of once the students finish, and then I'm going to put them in a giant pile of leaves on a bulletin board and have lots of kids jumping in the leaves on my bulletin board picture. So that's what I'm going to be using these for. Let me know in the comments how your jumping for joy in the piles of leaves came out.